Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to those who are joining us via Instagram as well. As we all know, well, first off, my name is Jeanné Kapela. I represent District 5 in the Hawai'i State House of Representatives. As we all know, housing is a human right. Yet thousands of families across Hawaii stand on the precipice of losing shelter and access to housing when our state's eviction moratorium expires tomorrow, August 6th. Accordingly, we have gathered here today to call upon Governor David Ige to extend the island's eviction moratorium to protect renters who are experiencing and facing ongoing financial hardship. This week, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention issued a 2-month moratorium, temporarily halting evictions in counties who are experiencing heightened levels of community transmission. Hawaii's case count is skyrocketing. Our positivity rate has recently surpassed 6%. Over the last 2 weeks, Hawaii has experienced COVID-19 cases and case counts that have approached or exceeded 400 cases. Just today, we were experiencing 655 cases. Therefore, we must follow the CDC's lead and take action to protect public health. Many residents are still burdened by persistent economic challenges, including an inability to regain full employment and, in some cases, obtain unemployment assistance for lost jobs. According to the National Equity Atlas, as of this week, approximately 16,000 local individuals and families are behind on their rent. Women, Native Hawaiians, and other gender and racial minorities are especially vulnerable to financial hardship caused by the economic downturn. Women disproportionately lost their jobs during the pandemic, while continuing to shoulder the burden of unpaid care work for both their families and for our society. Similarly, Native Hawaiians have continued to be economically marginalized even within our own homeland. Allowing the eviction moratorium to expire will only continue the cycle of dispossession and impoverishment that they face. It also worsens the plague of gender violence that has become an epidemic within the pandemic. Since COVID-19 has infected our shores, service providers for survivors of sex trafficking and domestic violence have reported drastic increases in caseloads and crisis calls. Some organizations that assist survivors of sexual exploitation have endured an over 300% increase in demand for their services, as landlords have tried to coerce their tenants into trading sex for rent. If we allow the eviction moratorium to expire, then the link between sexual and economic exploitation in the islands will only deepen. Ultimately, we must do more than simply extend the eviction moratorium to help working families. COVID-19 has highlighted the systematic inequalities suffered by Hawaii's people. Our rental crisis is a symptom of that sickness. We must enact long-lasting cures, including eviction expungement, rental control, building truly affordable housing, and protections for renters who face landlord retaliation, as well as basic economic justice measures like a living wage, paid sick and family leave, universal health care and child care, and the funding that Hawaii's Native people have been denied for decades. The least that we can do is prolong our state's eviction moratorium until our economic recovery has been fully secured. As we strengthen our fight against the spread of the coronavirus in our communities, we must do all that we can in order to protect our most vulnerable neighbors from homelessness and harm. So thank you for joining us today.